My name's Tom Bishop. I'm a professional triathlete. I was born in Derby, grew up there until I was 18, and then moved to Leeds. I moved to Leeds in 2009, so I've been here for quite a while now. And yeah, I've been doing triathlon my whole life.
Keep it in the water though, guys, because it's 16 degrees. It's dropped to a degree overnight, so I don't want you getting out again.
Started off as a swimmer, did a bit of running, and then kind of naturally progressed into triathlon. And I represented Great Britain for the first time when I was 15 as a youth, and then I've continually represented the country up until this point, and I'm still racing for Great Britain now as a pro. We've got open water swimming, it's cold in there, it's like 16 degrees, so this is like a dry land warm up to get warm. If you believe in that or not. I'm just looking like an idiot right now. Yeah, we've got just an easy warm up for a bit, some sprints, and then we're doing some threshold reps around that side of the lake over there. So yeah, pretty tough session, but it should be good. And obviously open water practice, so yeah, you can't really argue with that. Kind of important to get the wetsuit in the right place, because otherwise you're fighting against the stretch rather than having it fit. I'd say my biggest achievement, it would definitely be the World Series silver medal that I got in 2017. Like, that whole season has been the highlight of my career in terms of how well I've done, and it also gave me a lot of confidence going forward as well. I ended up finishing the year ranked 7th in the world as well, so yeah, like, great. It was a great time. It just was working really well in Leeds. Had a great training group here. Yeah, it just worked somehow, and I'd say there's been other highlights afterwards which have kind of kept me going, kept me in the sport, because that was quite a while ago now. But I'd say definitely that, and it led on to Commonwealth Games selection and things. So for sure that'd be the one. Short-term goals. So I guess this year I'm having a crack at like the full distance triathlon event, which is, it's 3.8k swim, 180k bike, and marathon to finish. So my first one that I'm going for, I mean, I did one last year, but I never did the run because I was injured. But this time I'm doing Roth, which is in just over about 5 weeks now. So yeah, getting training in for that. Interesting. It's completely different to what I've normally done, so that's it. I guess the immediate short-term goal is that race. Down the line this year would be World 70.3 champs in New Zealand. That's something I really want to aim for, like a big World Championship event. So yeah, those are my kind of goals this year. And then more long-term goals would be trying to kind of figure out a way to make my career last longer. Basically, I really like doing this sport and I don't want to give it up. It's tough going with like finances and things, but I kind of want to do it for as long as I can, and that'll hopefully be just being able to race consistently for another 4 to 5 years. partnered with OTE this year, which is great. Like I've been using the product, I've used the product before with them, the partnership with British Triathlon as well, and yeah, like the taste of it, it's great. And obviously moving into middle and long distance, like fueling is so much more important. So I train usually 30 hours a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on what cycle I'm in. But yeah, I'd say when I'm in heavy training, it'll be over 30 hours. And the main product I use from OTE would just be the super carb drink. Just make sure for hard sessions, for long sessions, I've got decent amount of carbohydrate to fuel me for those sessions. And then obviously the anytime bars are nice, and I've started to get into the chews as well. They're pretty tasty. So always have a good supply of bars and chews as well on rides. So yeah, that would be my main kind of product that I use. And obviously I won't be smashing carbs every session that I do. Sometimes it's easy, you don't need as much energy, so the hydration tabs are good for that sort of thing. But yeah, for a session that I'm going to do later today, is getting on for 3 hours on the bike, and it's hard work, so it'll be getting through a good couple of 100 grams of carbs for that session, I think. So my race distance, I've been doing halves, which is around 4 hours, give or take. So I kind of break it up into like how many carbs per hour I need to consume. It's a bit more complicated than that because we obviously swim and it's hard to take on anything during the swim. So I would mainly take most of my energy on during the bike. So I kind of catch up a bit from the swim and preload for the run as well. So I'd be getting through maybe 260 grams of carbs in 2 hours on the bike, which is at a high level, but it is to fuel from the deficit of the swim and to kind of preload the run a bit. And that would mostly be through just the super carb mix. I used to race with a Camelback, but now the rules have changed in our racing now, so I've got to kind of spread it out through some bottles. So yeah, that's how I would fuel the race. And obviously getting onto the run, I'll still have bits, like I run with a small flask which I empty my gels into, so I'll use some of this the super gels to empty into this flask and dilute it with water a bit. So again, it'll be getting on for 80 to 100 grams of carbs on the run, so it's a lot of sugar for 4 hours of racing. And then for the Ironman, I'll probably just double that if I can. It's a bit more tricky because I can't carry that total amount of volume on the bike. There's just not enough space, bottle mounts and things, so it would be taking stuff from aid stations in the race as well, and maybe kind of filling up a water bottle full of gel, so it's just a more concentrated amount of energy in a bottle. And similar idea for the run as well. I'll probably take a couple of flasks with me and then just take on water at the aid stations as well. So I've got Roth in just over 5 weeks, and then after that I'm not 100% certain. It depends on how Roth goes. If I feel like the distance is really good for me, I'm going to enter Frankfurt Ironman, which is the final qualification race for Kona. So I'll just try and go for that and see what happens. If I do Roth and I'm I need to give this a bit more time, I'll go back to more middle distance racing, trying to earn a bit of cash and just race a bit until the World Champs in December. So there's two different possibilities of a race plan, and I'm not sure which one I will do yet.